Hello everyone, welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. And today it's the Salty Aquarium. And what I'm going to be talking about is the outrageous growth of these leather corals. I have a number of species of leather coral in here. It's the most successful coral I have growing in this tank by far. And let's look at them. Here you see a long tentacled soft leather. Perhaps it was a toadstool. They go by so many names, but you can see the long polyps are awesome, and they're out and they're taking little food particles from the water column. You can see down here where I actually have cut a piece off and fragged it and placed it elsewhere in the tank. This at one point was perhaps, no, not a frag of that one. This is another shorter tentacled leather coral, but I've also cut pieces from the side here, and you can see how it heals over. So these two mother colonies, as we would call them, have supported numerous other smaller corals in the tank, which I merely cut, attached to a piece of rock, and then crazy glue to a rarer and rarer piece of exposed surface in the tank, and boom, you've got a little one there and a little one there, and they're already attaching and becoming significant in their own right. So these are two kinds of leather corals already being fragged. I still can't control the size, and you see there's yet another couple of babies, for lack of a better word, that I undoubtedly have fragged over the year or two that these have started to grow so explosively. This is another kind of leather. Look at that. Look at how intense that green is. This is the neon green cabbage leather, and it's a whole different kind of form, much more like, well, like lettuce, right? So that's why it's called what it's called. And here we have, this is also a leather, well, this could be a Kenyan tree coral, which is a soft coral, but I don't believe in the leather family. However, this one is a leather, and I wish it was out more, and maybe it's not getting enough light because of all this action on this side of the tank. Holy tamale, look at this. Now that is a frag of the one I showed you over there, and Christ almighty, it's bigger than its mama. But look at those awesome tentacles with the sparkling polyps at the end. There's another one. It looks like a firework, doesn't it? Kaboom, kaboom. I love that stuff. And then here's another form of leather. It's actually pinker to my eye than what the camera is showing, but they're looking pretty. There you go. See, boom. Now, somewhere between these two color forms is what is really the color, but it's beautiful all the way around. There's another baby that I gotta stop propagating these things. This is a different one. For some damn reason, I actually bought it at a store, but it is different, and it does have a firework effect too. It is not the same exact philo or species as the other long tentacle leather, and you can tell the difference, but I don't have the Latin names, and I certainly can't get them any more categorical than that. Just called soft leather or leather corals or softies in the trade. And generally, a successful tank for these corals can be an easier tank to keep because you can have a bigger bioload, more debris in the water column, etc. These corals actually prefer that to a pristine tank. Now this tank is pretty pristine by any measure, but not enough to support stony corals or the hard corals, the iconic corals you see like in drawings and paintings, and then when you watch movies, that the stalactite type corals that stick up, they're hard. These are all soft and flowy. Right here, Gorgonian, a great companion to the leathers. It's also soft, but it has a hard little stalk in the center, but it's similar in the sense that it has all these kind of soft polyps, and it flows in the current. I've got all kinds of those, and they're doing wonderful as well. And then the only Polyps, or rather I should say zoes or palitholia, that are doing really well are these palitholia grandes that look like Venus flytraps. I have a number of those and they're doing well. There's the green form, and then I have the more brown form, tan form. And you could feed those by hand, as I often do. Just put a piece of shrimp and they will circle around it like a Venus flytrap. There's a colony back there. There's some right here and a couple here. It's good that those are doing well because they're fairly expensive. If you try to buy them, they could be $30 or more just for one polyp, and I've got like 50 in here. So, ay caramba, ay caramba. What do you think of this tank, guys? I just had it serviced today, so the water is clean and the fish are all excited and happy. I just fed them a shit ton of food, so I don't know why they're all like caged tigers here, but they see me and they react like any pet to their owner. And when I get close, they get excited and they'll follow me around. That's the sailfin tang, the monster of the aquarium. And then I've got a yellow tang. You see a blue sapphire chromie right there. And then the magnificent fox face is shooting back and forth. Woo! And there's a coal tang, etc., etc., etc. But this was about the soft corals. And oh my gosh, if any of you were in the area, I would frag you a piece. Now that's a bargain. I would cut a piece of soft leather coral, put a rubber band around it with a rock, and put it in a baggie with salt water and give that sucker to you. But you gotta reach out, you gotta hit me up, and that's the way it's gonna be. So tell me what you think of this tank, what you think of this video, what you think of me, if you must, and always keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.